Welcome, everyone, to People on Dating. I'm your host, Will Morales. And for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, this podcast is about the ups and downs of dating and how to navigate through it. Today, my guest is Cheryl Maida.
Maida, that is correct, Will.
And it's funny. I was practicing. I said, I got to talk to Cheryl, make sure I get her name right. So Cheryl is an elite matchmaker of 15 years and director of matchmaking at matchmaking.com. Cheryl, thank you so much for being on People on Dating. How are you?
I am fabulous. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to do this with you.
No, it's my pleasure. Cheryl, tell us a little bit about yourself. What was that journey like to become like a matchmaker queen? Well, what was that journey like for you?
Absolutely. So it's kind of funny how I started, but out of college, I was an executive recruiter. So I was working for a very big firm where I was interviewing people and helping them find jobs, right?
Hmm.
Did that for about 8 years, stayed home, had raised 3 children. And then afterwards, I wanted to find something to do that was similar to my recruiting, but something that I could kind of make my own hours, have my own schedule. It is my father who actually gave me the idea, thinking that I would be a fabulous matchmaker. Now, you have to remember something. This was almost 16 years ago. I
Okay.
was so upset. I go, Dad, who do you know that's a matchmaker? So he kept on giving me all the reasons why he thought I would be great at it. Well, this is what I did, Will, which is it's embarrassing to admit. I was really thinking about it. The next morning, I went on Amazon. I bought a book, How to Become a Matchmaker. I read it within one day, and I said to myself, oh my God, I can do this. So I got myself business cards. My whole company, just to start, was literally $25 for the business cards. And I was, remember, my own recruiter because I knew how to recruit, my own
Right.
matchmaker and salesperson. So basically, I didn't have any overhead and I didn't have an office. I literally recruited people and I would meet them at Starbucks all across South Florida. That would be my office. And that's where I would meet people. And that's how it all began. And then if you fast forward, I was very fortunate that I have signed up so many amazing, very successful clients. One of my clients were like, you know what? I love what you started. I would love to take your boutique matchmaking business and really grow it. And that's where we are today under matchmaking.com.
I mean, first of all, that's a great name. To
Yes.
have that name. So one of the things, I know dating apps, and I'm not a fan. Personally, I'm not a fan of dating apps. I like to
Right.
meet people in person.
One on one. Right.
Are you seeing people getting away from dating apps and maybe going more into matchmaking? Do the young people, the generation, what they call Gen Z people,
Right.
are they equipped to meet one on one and talk instead of texting and being
Right.
afraid? Yeah, go ahead. I already see you smiling, so go
No, because no,
ahead.
and that's a great question. Again, this is my opinion. So when I started 16 years ago, the apps were out, right?
Mhm.
But they were just coming out. So back then, it was almost embarrassing to say you were a match. Like if you ask someone, it's like, oh, I didn't go on there. Now, fast forward, you almost don't know a single person that hasn't tried it out, right? Um, Back then, it was a phenomenon. I mean,
Right.
the big names that were coming out, Match.com, Plenty of Fish, Bumble was a little later on, et cetera, et cetera. So it was absolutely a phenomenon. Fast forward, okay, today, I think they're getting very watered down. And I'll tell you why. First
Mhm.
and foremost, the year of COVID, clearly that was a boom for all of the online sites, right? And the apps. They did the best they've ever done that whole year for obvious reasons. We couldn't physically go out.
Right.
After that, and I think with even newer technology and especially AI today, there are so many scammers on these apps and people are getting very turned off. It's not just about getting catfished or getting, people call it breadcrumb or getting, just ghosted, right? People are now speaking to people and they're not even a real human being. So I
Right.
think a lot of people are getting more frustrated in our age group and are turning to matchmaking. Now, then we have the younger generation, which is interesting. Think about it. They grew up with this, right?
Yeah.
They got into the dating, like let's say their 20s, young 30s, and this is what there is, dating apps.
Yeah.
That's what you do. But I think it goes for the younger people, the same for the old. And this is what I mean. I really believe that if you're looking to just date, if you're looking just to meet someone, if you're looking for something to do on a Friday night, or if you're looking to hook up, yes, The younger generation are going to the dating app, especially Tinder. That's what we all know it for.
Right.
But you would be amazed that in my company, how many girls and women I have in their young to mid 20s. I have clients now who are signing up in their mid 20s. 10, 15 years ago, I would never have a client under 30, not in a million
Yeah.
years. So I think even the younger generation, even though it's fun, it's easy, it's convenient, if they really want to look for something serious, they are even getting sick of it.
Wow. Okay. See, and because I've been hearing, depending on the source I get, whether it's other podcasts or I read about it, excuse me, um, guys are getting frustrated with the apps because, like you said, catfishing, or they meet someone online and then within a day or two or even sooner, they're asking, the person they're talking to is asking for money.
Yeah.
So now that you kind of, I don't want to say debunked dating apps, but let's say put it in its place for now. You come in matchmaking, you're getting someone in their 20s up to there. Is there an age limit that you
I will tell my favorite client literally is 83 years old. So I do not have an
really?
age limit on anyone. Correct. Yes.
Okay, so now you got the 20-year-olds, right? Let's say the females, and now guys want to also get into matchmaking. So, how do you set up the matchmaking? What's the criteria that they might
Sure.
give you, or you look for to try to set someone up?
Sure. So basically, for us, matchmaking.com, predominantly the men are our clients. Okay.
Okay.
The men are the ones that we work for, we recruit for, we have a guarantee for. Therefore, anyone we recruit for clients, there is no cost to, but you still have to qualify. So, what does that mean? For us, you do have to be over the age of 21 and
Mhm.
you do have to verify who you are. Like we do ask a bunch of questions, we ask for photos, we have a verification team that will verify, okay, this person will is that person, right? So we have to make sure that all connects. Also, our niche are professionals. So
Okay.
therefore, we do, again, we're talking about over college years, okay? We
Right.
ask that they're professionals. And if someone says, well, what does that exactly mean? People that can financially take care of themselves. What you just said before with the apps, people asking for money. I am not interested in signing up women that are just looking for sugar daddies. We're not interested in signing up men that are just looking for sugar babies. No
Right.
judgment at all. That wouldn't be our clientele. So if there were girls or men, men or women in their 20s that were looking for something serious, usually most likely they have graduated college, they have started their profession, and a lot of times it's women looking to really want to settle down, maybe have a family. I would say the youngest gentleman I have is for as a client. It's funny, we just signed him up a few days ago, 25, believe it or not.
Wow.
25 years old. And he said to us, I am just not interested in going on an app, speaking to 30, 40 women and knowing that they're speaking to 100 guys. He's like, it's a waste of my time. If I know you're recruiting for me and you're going to present me what I'm looking for, why wouldn't I do that? And there you go. So we have yeah, all different age ranges for
See,
sure.
and to me that makes a lot of sense because at this point, when you're dealing with the apps, especially now you got Instagram, which people say might be the biggest dating app in the world,
Yeah.
but how many people are doing filters, catfishing, like you said before? Uh, I'm not. I go on Instagram, but it's more just to post pictures, not to look for anybody, not
Right.
to. Yeah, I rather just meet someone organically. Now, you meet someone, or you recruit a guy that's in their 20s. How are their social skills? Now, do you talk to them first and see if they have that charisma? If my
Of
question made sense at all?
course.
Yeah.
No, you're making a lot of sense. So basically, we will always speak to someone, and we've turned people away for exactly
Mhm.
what you said. If like I've had people call me and they're like, I'm like, so what are you looking for? They're like, you know what? I am looking to date. Let's pretend a guy even in his 20s. I was in a relationship with my girlfriend since high school, so I just want to meet other girls and date. Well, that's like a red flag, not about them in regard to our business. We are not signing up men who just want a new date every Friday night. For that, you know what I will suggest? Go on the apps, go to bars, go out. That's fine. That's not what we do. So we interview someone. I really want to learn about them. Where are they in life and what are they looking for? Remember, just because you sign up with a matchmaker does not mean you necessarily want to get married. You could look for
Mm,
a long-term relationship. Listen, a lot of our older clientele sometimes are looking for companionship, literally
right.
companionship. I have divorcees that say to me, you know what, Cheryl, I am just getting out there. It's been 30 years. I want to get my feet wet. I want to do it slowly. So it's very funny how every person is a different, unique situation of what they're looking for. In
Right.
regard to your question, if there's a younger gentleman, yes, I definitely need to understand what is his goal. What is your goal by using our matchmaking service? If it's to have a night with a woman, okay, well, then we need to talk, because that's not what we do. But we
Right.
we have a great conversation, we have great interviews. We really try to understand what they're looking for. And if we think they're a fit, we would love to have them work with them.
Right. Now I don't know if you can answer this question. I don't want to put you on the spot. Is there a timetable where the guy is looking for to match up with someone? Hey, a couple of months, a year, whatever. Is that
Yeah.
okay? Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So we have three options right now as we speak. We have different tiers, different packages. You can work with us for 3 months. You have a certain amount of dates. And when I say three
Okay.
months, it's roughly 3 months, or 6 months. Again, roughly, you have a certain amount of dates, or 1 year. So we have different packages based on time frame as well as number of introductions, and also there are different price ranges. We
Okay.
start anywhere from 5,000 and we go all the way up, again, depending on the package, how many dates, and what state you're in also. Are you are
Oh.
you, having us recruit for you in one state, or are you looking in two or three different states? And that will also come into play as well.
Okay. So if I'm in New York City and I say Cheryl, and we talk about Cheryl Maida, matchmaking.com. I say, Cheryl, hey, I'm a 60 something year old man. No, I'm just kidding. 63-year-old man, and I want to look for someone between 45 to 55. I give that criteria,
Exactly.
a little bit athletic, she doesn't have to have a six-pack. And so how does the interview go from there? Like, do
So
you, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so we ask you all of that. And one of the biggest things, it's funny that you just answered like that. One of the biggest questions and what we need to know as the matchmaker, are their expectations realistic? That is hands down the most important thing. So if you say to me, what does that mean? Let's use for an example, you're a 63-year-old man and you use the age range of 45 to 55, or let's say 47 to 60.
Right.
Fine, no problem. I've had gentlemen come to me, they're 70, 72. They want someone 40 to 45. Now, once again, there's no judgment. I'm not judging. It's your life. You could do whatever you want. For us, I am not going to have women in their 40s who are looking for someone 30 plus years older. And I'm
Yeah.
very honest. I am very upfront. I tell people right off the bat, I don't want to sign you up and overpromise and underdeliver. That won't be fair. So when
Yeah.
I have turned away plenty of people because of their expectations are not realistic. But if you want to know what are the main questions we ask, exactly that. What is your age? What is the age range you would like to date? Where do you live? What is the vicinity that you're willing to travel? And then religion. What do you practice? Do you wish to stay within your religion? Hobbies, lifestyle. What do you do for a living? What is your end game? Are you looking to have a family? Are you looking for long term marriage? And believe it or not, it's funny. 15 years ago, I never asked this. Today, I have to. Political view. I always ask, is there a political view you wish not to date? So I don't ask you what your political view is, but is there a view you wish not to date? Again, never used to ask it. And recently, it has to be. More lately, people have backed off of it a little, but I can't lie to you. Some answers I get, like hands down, someone might not want to date a liberal or vice versa. Hey, if they're a Trumpster, if they like Trump, don't even bother telling me about them. That became very important in the last like 6 to 8 years for sure.
And it's funny that you say that because I've seen again on whether it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, where the political views of someone, they all of a sudden they got the ick because so and so might be a Trumper or a fan of Biden's, whatever it. And like you said, 15, 20 years ago, that was never talked about. Now
Never.
that's it. Now I get the point of you asking that question. Because I want to go back to age range, right?
Okay.
Because I'm one of those guys that I always been dating age appropriately. Um, whether I was 35, I wanted to date someone in their 30s or late 20s, maybe even my age. Same thing
Nice.
now that I'm in my 60s, maybe 50. 45 might be pushing it for me, but that's a preference where
Right.
I might feel a certain way, like 45, I think that's a little too young. I know they're mature, yes. But again, it's a preference. And so with the guys, when you said that someone's in their mid 70s or early 70s, now they want to go out with someone that's 45, I think what you did or what you can say is appropriate. Hey, man, that's a 30-year gap there. And so if a woman wants to date an older man, how do you navigate
So
that? If it's 40, let's say a 30-year-old, but she wants to go out, her age range top is 50.
So keep in, well, 30 to 50, believe it or not. So keep in mind, the men are predominantly the clients.
Sure, sure, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say for all the women that come in, we do our best, of course, to try to get everyone out as much as possible. That is my
Okay.
goal. My goal is to be the matchmaker that has more people dating and together than anyone else. If a woman comes in and let's say her age range is unrealistic, we might not call her. Remember, she's not our client. But,
Mhm.
again, I would say, like, if you ask me, what do you, because I've had people say, Cheryl, what do you think? And again, it's not my life, but I always say, your age, 5 to 10 years, is a beautiful age range. So if you're
Okay.
60, anywhere between 50 and 60, beautiful. If we can we dip to 48, of course, 1 or 2 years, give or take, absolutely. But I can't lie. Have I set up people that they just checked off so much and they're 15, 16, 17 years apart? Believe it or not, yes. Because remember,
Wow.
you can have a 60-year-old man that looks and acts 70. You could have a 60-year-old man that looks and acts 50. And it goes the other way also.
Okay.
A woman who's 50 could be an older 50, or there's going to be a 50-year-old woman who looks as great as a 35-year-old. So I always try to explain to everyone, try not to focus on age. If it was up to me, I would never tell anyone their age. I would respect what they want and just tell them profiles, show photos, because you would be amazed at how many people would go out if they didn't hear the number. People concentrate too on the number, and to me, it's the least
Mhm.
important. It really is.
It's funny because I've talked to some women where they say, no, age doesn't matter as long as they got a good heart. We get along well, the chemistry's there, we have things in common. So you meet a guy, a young man or whatever, let's say 20 to 30, and he gives you that criteria he's looking for. Now you find the woman for him.
Right.
What's the next step? Do they go out on a date? Do you plan the date for them? He plans the date? Yes, go
No, great
ahead.
question. So when I have two people that agree they would like to meet, what I used to do is exchange numbers. Will, I stopped doing that a few years ago. I'm going to tell you why. I used to exchange numbers and I would say, okay, great, keep me posted. Let me know when you're going out. Well, 3, 4 weeks would go by. They're telling me they're still texting each other. They're still
Ah,
calling each other. Or so many people have canceled. You ready? You'll love this. I'll get calls, for an example. Cheryl, I know you really like him, and I know we wanted to meet each other, but Cheryl, I left a message for him Monday. He didn't call me back till Tuesday. If he was really serious, he would have called me back. I'm not interested anymore.
mm,
Or someone didn't like someone's voice. And this was the clincher. This was the icing on the cake why I stopped doing it. I had a girl, I was so excited for this one couple to go out. It was like they were perfect. They were all excited. She calls me up the night before their date. Cheryl, I can't do it. And I remember saying to her, what are you talking about? You've texted all week. I heard the conversations are great. What do you mean the date's tomorrow? You ready for this? And I swear to you,
mm.
he doesn't put emojis when he texts, and she cannot be with someone that doesn't use emojis.
Oh
Cancel the date.
my
I went into
God.
work the next day, Will, and I told my partner, done, no more. So from now on, what do we do? As soon as two people would love to meet each other, we set up the date. So I do not exchange numbers. I find out your schedule, her schedule. What do you want to do? Do you want to do dinner? Lunch? Do you want to meet for a drink? We decide on that. We all pick a place. And then the night before the date, I will reach out on a text thread with us three. Hi, Will. Hi, Anne. I just wanted to confirm you're going out tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at Capitol Grill, Saturday night. I hope you have a wonderful time. I look forward to speaking to you both the next day. So now you do have each other's numbers. So in case if someone's running late, but I'll tell you, we've had so many more successful first dates now because people haven't been speaking. So they go on the date, they have so much to talk about that people are having so much more of a success on the first date. So many more are leading to second and third dates, which is great. Obviously, that's the plan.
That's the goal. Yeah. It's funny because I think what you're doing is genius to
Oh, thank you.
set the date up. No phone calls because now, it's something that I find people, whether it's a guy or girl, and they find, the new term now is ick. If I'm hearing that, you just don't want to date. You're just finding
Right,
anything to nitpick and like, oh, no emojis. Okay, I'm not going out. I mean, give me a break. I think that's so
right.
petty. That's just me. So anyway, first of all, Cheryl, I want to thank you so much for being on People on Dating. My
Oh,
God,
thank
I could
you.
talk to you probably for another hour. And
Yeah.
before I let you go, anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to promote?
Sure, yes. And if anyone's interested, men or women, to come to matchmaking.com. So you just go on our site, www.matchmaking.com, and you can fill out a profile right there on our site. And then someone will get back to you as soon as we get your profile completed.
No, perfect. Yeah, I'll definitely put that on the show notes. But Cheryl, you have a couple of books in you. You know that already.
Yes. Will,
We
you
talked
told me
before the
that.
show. Yeah, we talked before the show. But yeah, you do have a few books in you. You
Next
got to think
time
of
I'll
it.
come on. Next time I come on, I'll promote my book.
There you go. Sounds good.
Yes.
Anything else you want to mention? Like,
No, that's it. Just to let everyone know that, you know what, there are so many wonderful single people out there. It's what I hear all the time. There's no good ones left. There really are. And you want to know something, you'd be surprised how many people do turn to matchmakers. Men and women take those people much more serious because they
yeah.
feel they are serious. So I always advocate for that. And we would love, as I said, we're right here in South Florida. We are nationwide now. So we would be ecstatic to have
Oh yeah,
everyone join us.
I was gonna ask you. Do you cover all the whole nation then, all 50 states and everything?
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yes.
now we got to get you in Canada, South America,
That's the
all
next
that.
step.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Cheryl, again, thank you so much for being
You're
on People on Dating. I
welcome.
really, really had a great time talking
Me
to you, and
too.
thank you so much.
My pleasure, Will. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Bye
Take
bye.
care. Bye bye.
Bye.